Welcome to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Let's Talk Cars Radio is sponsored in part by Napa Car Care Centers, BDG Auto Group, by Bob and Cindy's Cotman Transmissions, Advanced Technology Institute, and American Do-It-Yourself Garage. Be a part of the program today by calling 757-222-3705. You may text your comments and questions during the show at 757-866-2192. That's 757-866-2192. Email your questions and comments to Dave at letstalkcarsradio.com. Now, here is the host of Let's Talk Cars Radio, Dave Palash.
Happy Saturday, America. Hey, guys. So, if you guys are joining us this week and you guys are actually on Facebook, you guys will know that we are back to just a little bit of old school technology, just temporarily. So, you guys know last week we were having problems with the computer systems. So, the computer is down, is being repaired. So, yeah, back to old school technology. But, hey, at least we're up on Facebook. It may be old school technology, but it works. So there we go.
You shouldn't have told him.
You shouldn't have told him. You know, like you can't tell.
Yeah, it's like you can't tell. Wait a minute.
So, guys, how was your guys' week? Good? Indifferent?
Wet.
Wet. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of
wet and wild.
Wet and wild. I've been having one of those, as you guys know, we were talking off the air, a crazy week. Hopefully everything will eventually level out. Mm-hmm. Oh, but it's been a stressful week. So that's what happens when you're...
You ever try riding a skateboard with wind?
With wind? Yeah, no.
Look, it is. Look, so I was riding a skateboard, and the wind was so heavy that it was pushing me back to the normal position.
Two kicks forward, 4 kicks back.
Yeah.
But wasn't it fun?
No, I had to give up on skateboarding and just walked.
That's funny. So this week's been an interesting news week when it comes to all the different car stuff. Of course, last weekend being that it was Super Bowl. Everybody focused on that and didn't focus on any new car news. So a little bit light on the car news. But one of the things that did come out of the Super Bowl was, of course, new car commercials. So do you guys watch any of the commercials? Anybody have any favorites?
Nah, I didn't.
No? Okay. So I'll give you some of those. So there was a couple different car commercials, and I thought some of them were really, really good. Did you guys get a chance after the Super Bowl to see any of the new car commercials that came from that stemmed from that?
I don't think I watched any TV on Sunday last week at all.
You should avoided everything TV related.
Yeah, I was watching some old reruns of some old TV show.
I was working on a car. So.
Well, I sat down and I watched the Super Bowl. And then, so, of course, I always like to watch for the commercials. I think the commercials are funny and stuff. So one of the car commercials they had was the Hyundai It parks itself commercial.
Mm-hmm. So, I have actually seen that commercial.
Okay, so where they're all sitting on the sidewalk and they're like, it parks itself?
Yeah.
Go ahead and park it and stuff. Well,
must be from Boston.
But yeah, they're trying to do like kind of the Boston play, I guess it was, which was funny. But one of the things I noticed in the commercial that I laughed about even more than the fact that they were doing, the accents and joking it up and stuff was once the car's parked, the other people can't use their doors.
Because it's so close.
Right. I don't think they thought about that. So, yeah, you park the car, you get out, and the car parks itself, but now the other people aren't able to use their door. So how do they get in their car?
Well, it wouldn't be a problem if all the cars had self-parking capability.
They weren't.
But if they did, it wouldn't matter.
I got you, and I understand that, but I think that was like something that nobody's thought about. Okay, right, the car can park itself into nice, tight areas, which is cool as can be. Trust me, all of us have run into this in parking spots. I know I do with my truck. Every time I try to park my truck, the parking spots have gotten so small that even if I can squeeze my truck into that parking spot, I can barely get out my door, which then means when somebody goes to get into their car, what are they going to do to my truck? Ding! They're going to bang it. So I find myself parking like in the middle of nowhere a lot of times because I don't want my truck all dinged up. But this, in the commercial, everything was so tight that I was like, okay, well, how's that guy next to him going to get in his car? And if this person over here has a passenger, they're never going to get into their car.
He's going to get mad, and he's going to damage your car trying to get into his.
If not key it because he thinks you're a jerk.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, wait a minute. I was like, this isn't right. I'm like, this is totally horrible. I was like, so they're promoting damage being done to the vehicle. I'm like, that's just the way it's going to be. So if you guys saw that commercial, tell me what you guys think, because I was like 100%. There's no way that like that was it can't be a miss in the commercial. And I know they had to think about that. So it had to be something that somebody played on and caught on to and everything else like that. But if you guys have noticed, and I've been, ever since I bought my truck, in fact, my truck is bigger and everything like that, I have 100% complained about it and thought about it, and it's always been one of those things. When I go to park, the parking spots have gotten smaller and smaller as far as I'm concerned, so it doesn't matter where I park at. When I go to the grocery store or I go to the mall or I got to do any type of shopping and stuff like that, I can never, ever find a place to put my truck.
And it's because they're trying to maximize all the parking spots there, but they're not.
Right.
They're not thinking about the long trucks, and trucks are getting bigger these days, and they're not thinking about it. And like we were talking about, what was it, like a year and a half ago? More ladies are now driving trucks too.
Right.
So what are they going to do when it comes to the point of now everybody's technically driving trucks, and they're now coming out?
Well, there was that survey that you're talking about. Survey.
Yep.
So there was a survey that was done. We covered that a year and a half ago. I can't remember exactly when it was, but we went back. You guys know I don't remember anything, unfortunately. But a while back, I know we covered it and we talked about it. And they did a survey, and women had felt more comfortable driving trucks because they were classy on the inside. They had everything they wanted: heated seats, cooled seats, all the different kinds of stuff. Plus, it still had the ability to haul stuff in it.
Yep.
And when a lot of women like to go to craft shows, and they go flea marketing, and they go antiquing, and all that kind of stuff. Truck gave them everything they needed with having the comforts of the inside and having the cargo room to be able to haul things as well. And that's the reason why the popularity of trucks had gone up. The problem with it is shopping centers have the ability of making bigger parking spots a little wider or narrowing them down to be able to fit more cars into it. And I never knew that. Call me oblivious to it, whatever it may be. But I had no idea that there's actually parking spots, different sizes. And they get to choose what size they want when they lay out the parking spot. Just like I had no idea that the roadways, the lanes that you travel in, the city determines how wide there are. And there's like 3 different selections. I didn't know that either, of how wide the lanes can be that you drive in. And the city decides how narrow they want the lanes to be that you drive in. So some cities have wider lanes that you drive in, and some have more narrow lanes. The cars still fit in them okay, but you have a little bit more bouncing around between the 2 lines areas in certain cities because they've chosen wider lines between them.
You can say it. A little bit more of swerving room.
Yeah. A little more. I was talking on my cell phone, and I had an opportunity to recorrect before I went to the next lane room, is what it is. Oh, speaking of that, 2 times this week.
That's what made me sick.
2 times this week, going home, when I go the back way into Chesapeake, and you come up back up through the swamp area. Okay, so you have there's the little grass area on each side of the swamp. Everybody thinks that's a grass area. It really isn't. It's swamp. It just so happens grass has grown there on the side of the highway. Anybody who has ever been on the cell phone and not paid attention and caught just a little bit of their tire on that grass has learned that that's not grass. You sink. 2 times this week, somebody on their cell phone caught just a little bit of their tire, and that's it. Just drug them right in. It was earlier this week, and then yesterday coming home again.
Quicksand.
It does.
It does.
I'm telling you, if you get just this much of the tire on it, you guys, it just drags you in. You just catch that little bit, and before you know it, your car sinks, and it just literally sucks the car right down into it.
And it comes out of nowhere, too, because if you're driving right behind them, it's literally you're watching, and you're like, oh, that car's about to go in. And right when you say it, it's like, whoop.
And it buries it to the frame.
Yeah, and
it literally buries it right down to the frame.
Like there was no car there before, and it's like, where's the car now? Like if you're looking down, you're like, where did it go?
It just sucks it right down. And 2 times it's happened this week. I've been driving right behind about the 5th car back. All of a sudden, everybody slams on the brakes. I'm like, well, what's the world's going on up there? There's a car, and I'll say, yep, there's a car down in it, and come around, and sure enough, there's a car down in the swamp. I'm like, huh? And each time, as I go up and around them, they got their cell phone in their hand. Each time, I'm like, on that cell phone.
Well, maybe they're calling AAA for help.
Yeah, sure, that's what it was. Yeah, because they responded that quickly to grab their cell phone.
They were like, oh my gosh, let me get my phone real quick.
Yeah, no, it was because they're on their cell phone. I told you guys, man, put the cell phones down.
I'm just putting a positive spin on it.
Yeah, sure, positive spin.
Yeah, call
seriously,
AAA.
man, look, we've talked about it 1,000 times. There is nothing that important. And look, we all get caught up in it. I'm not going to say that I'm perfect by any means because we all get caught up in it. I have my cell phone. I take it out of my pocket. I put it down in my truck. And my purpose purposes is not to play around with my cell phone when I drive. But every once in a while I'll come to a light and it'll buzz like for the 7th time while I'm sitting at the light, and I just inadvertently turn it over just to see is it an emergency or something like that. So I am guilty as well.
Well, I do that, but what's wrong with that?
I try not to mess with my phone at all. I just don't like messing with my phone because I know it's a distraction while I'm driving. So I just, I preach to you guys, and I try to practice what I preach, to leave your cell phone alone in the vehicle. So I'm just trying to follow along and not do it.
I don't even like to be honest, me personally, I don't like the phone clips. Like to actually clip your phone in front of you. Mm-hmm. I won't buy one.
I have that one I bought that clips it up and puts it up. It's up. It's not on the dashboard. It's in front of the dashboard. It's one of those
and
ones
it clips into the fan.
I like that one.
He likes it.
But I have touchless controls in my vehicle where I just hit it, and the text messages can come up on the dash inside the truck, or I can answer the phone and talk without touching anything. So that's a little bit different. But even then, sometimes I find myself, if it's a long, drawn-out conversation that I have to have, I pull my truck over because I don't want to talk and drive, because I realize that sometimes if it's a long conversation, I'm more into the conversation, I feel, than I am driving my vehicle.
Oh, I've been there. But I don't answer the phone at all while I'm driving. But if I get a text, I will do what you do. At the red light, I will take a look to see who it was. I'm not going to respond to it, but I want to see if it's an emergency, something that needs to be addressed real quick. So I can get out of traffic, pull over and park, then I'll call them. That's how I do it.
If I have my phone connected to Bluetooth, I'll usually answer the phone because it's hands-free. But if it's not, it'll sit there and ring.
I don't have Bluetooth. Yep. Model Ts didn't have those.
I have the.
You tried to slide that one in.
Yeah, I'm
you
like,
tried.
wait a minute.
You tried so hard to slide that one in and keep rolling to see if anybody got on.
Didn't it work?
It did. I'm like, wait a minute.
All right, so the second commercial I liked that came out of the Super Bowl was a car commercial. Did you see the Bill Murray commercial? The Jeep commercial?
No.
You haven't seen this? This has been playing since the Super Bowl.
I haven't. The Hyundai I saw, but not
Bill
Super
Murray's Groundhog Day, the movie, right?
Right.
So they play that over and over again where he's in a Jeep and he gets in a Jeep with the groundhog in the passenger seat. He kidnaps the groundhog, puts it in the passenger seat, and he takes off running and driving with it. And then all of a sudden it wakes up, it's the next morning, and it's him and the groundhog again in the Jeep driving.
Repeating it all
Just
over
keeps on
again.
repeating it again. There's one scene where he's playing whack-a-mole, and the groundhog's sitting next to him watching him. He's like, it's not personal, it's just a game. Pretty funny commercial. So I said that was definitely a huge hit. And then lastly, the commercial that I thought was actually pretty funny that came out of Super Bowl that was a car commercial was, if you saw where the Porsche gets stolen. Have you seen that commercial? They've been playing that one quite a bit after Super Bowl too. It's a Porsche. It's in like a Porsche museum, and then one Porsche gets stolen, and all the security guards start scrambling, and they're like doing like rock, paper, scissors because they jump in the other Porsches to go chase the Porsche. So there's like 15 Porsches that leave the museum to go chase the one Porsche. That's all the security guards driving them. Yeah. And it comes like to the end of the commercial, and it stops, and it's one of the security guards that was driving the stolen Porsche. And he's like, who wants to play the bad guy this time? And they're like, wait a minute, we have to have a meeting about the rules upon this. When we get back to the office, we're going to discuss this. And they all jump in the car and take off again. Pretty funny and clever commercials. Those were the best ones I think that came out of it. As far as those three commercials were good car commercials. We talk about it every year. It's like every year that we've done this show, we've talked about the different car commercials. But I think those were the cleverest ones that actually came out of it. There was some other ones and stuff like that, and they were okay and stuff. But as far as car commercials go, I thought they were pretty funny. I really liked seeing Bill Murray. I liked the Groundhog one. I thought that one was pretty funny. So. I don't know. Everybody has their picks and everybody has what they like, but they were clever.
Saw a story about the Mr. Peanut Mobile.
Okay, so the baby peanut, and he's coming back. Yeah. So we were talking about
they made it as a car shaped like a peanut. Have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, it's shaped like the peanut in the shell.
Okay. And so like a Wienermobile except a peanut.
It kind of looked like Mr. Peanut laying on the side.
like with him like stretched out laying on the side?
Well, no, it was like a peanut laying on the side. It was kind of like the Wienermobile.
Right.
But instead it was a big peanut, like shaped on its side with wheels. And look, I'm telling you, I'll
look it up at commercial break.
Yeah.
So just a big peanut on wheels.
Peanut Mobile, yeah.
Okay. I believe you at this point.
I promise I'm being truthful.
All right. I'm going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to look up the Peanut Mobile. When we come back, I got some more news for you. You all stay tuned. I'll talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA.
Okay, your week is crazy. Your local Napa Auto Care Center understands. That's why we're open Saturdays for your convenience. Get that oil change you've been putting off way too long. Be done with those squeaky brakes that are on your last nerve. We get it. Our Napa Auto Care Center is open Saturday when you maybe don't have soccer, dance class, a late meeting at work, you name it. Call for a Saturday appointment now.
Hey guys, Dave Pillage from Let's Talk Cars Radio. Are you tired of trying all the wrong auto shops and never leaving feeling that satisfied experience? Napa Car Care Centers, the BDG HRVA group, has the answer for you. Friendly, reliable teams assembled for all your automotive needs. Find your local auto center today at Napa BDGHRVA.com. That's Napa BDGHRVA.com. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, Dave Pillage from Let's Talk Cars Radio. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anyone can guess what's wrong with your transmission. The true test is getting it right the first time. At Bob and Cindy's Cotman Transmission in Janif, there is no guessing. They understand that your car is more than just a car. It's what gets you from work on time and home safely at the end of the day. Bob and Cindy understand you have to work hard to meet the needs of your customer. Their certified technicians will help keep you on the road for years to come. If you can drive it, they can fix it. Call Bob and Cindy today at Cotman Transmission Janif, 466-7778. That's 466-7778.
Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating, and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949. Residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated. Are you ready for a change? Is this the year you go from just a job to a career? Well, ATI can help. Advanced Technology Institute offers degrees and diplomas in the in-demand fields with hands-on training of automotive technology, heavy vehicle technology, HVAC, commercial refrigeration, maritime welding, and commercial driving. ATI provides accelerated schedules to help students get into their career field fast. So why wait? Day and night classes are available. Job placement assistance from orientation to graduation. Go to auto.edu right now to find out more, or call 757-490-1241. That's 490-1241. What are you waiting for? ATI. Not just helping build the minds of tomorrow, but building your community every day. ATI is certified by SHEV, the State Council of Higher Education for Virginia, to operate in Virginia. Do you currently live in an apartment or condo? Need to work on your car, truck, even motorcycle, but your homeowners association has you down? If your garage is full of broken dreams and the I'll get to it next week projects, American Do-It-Yourself Garage is the place for you. They offer fully equipped, well-lit garage bays with or without a vehicle lift for your needs. Each bay is fully equipped with a workbench, hand tools, air tools, laptop usage, even assistance with parts ordering, which is all included with each bay rental for a reasonable price. If you're looking for a place that feels like home, filled with fantastic staff willing to lend a hand, then give American Do-It-Yourself Garage a call today at 1-844-462-3494. That's 1-844-462-3494. Or go to their webpage and reserve your bay at AmericanDIYG.com. American Do-It-Yourself Garage. Let the friendship begin. Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palach.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. I'm your host, Big Davey P. Hanging out with Rock and Larry Cobb. Of course, Cameron's doing all our technical work. Well, not so technical this week since the computer is broken and we're back to doing the old school way. But, hey, it's just temporary until the computers are back and fixed. So you all bear with us. At least we're on, and you guys can hear us, and you guys can see us, and that's all that counts. So here's one for you guys. I got an interesting one. And by the way, before I get into it, we did look at the Peanut Mobile on commercial break.
I just wanted to prove it was real.
Larry showed me that it is real. That's all I'm going to say is it's real.
You didn't like it.
I have to say about it.
Nothing like
real.
robbing a design that was already thought of.
He thought
it literally kind of looks like it just kind of
he thought it was ugly.
Mocked the idea of the Wienermobile and just that's you all go look it up and you all tell me what you guys think.
Kind of like a Wienermobile without a wiener.
Right. That's basically that somebody put some
and make the shell crackle.
It looked like some veining on the side of it or
they
something,
got one,
like to make it look like a peanut.
They have one for a hot dog. They have one for a peanut now. We need to one-up them and go for a plum. Come on.
It's just crazy.
Avocado.
So
avocado. Just a giant avocado.
Do you have a GPS or something in your vehicle, right?
Yep.
Do you use it quite often?
Oh, I use it if I don't know where I'm going.
Okay.
But I don't use it. I don't have it up there running all the time.
I know Cameron had one, and you used yours.
I used mine all the time.
And you guys know I've used all different kinds of mine. I know, and you use your phone quite a bit too. I know that. To do it.
You know what I used to use?
What's that?
A road map.
Well,
you go to the gas station.
No.
Give me that free map. Well, they started charging.
So I was like a map wizard for forever.
I was a big map guy.
And I was so into maps. In fact, up until I'd say probably about 7 years ago, I still hung on to all my maps, and I still had everything highlighted. Still, all the different routes, things like shortcuts I knew that I could take, and I had things start out like certain things. I did a lot of traveling back in the day, guys, and for business, I did a lot of traveling. So when I had like certain places I knew I would stop, certain gas stations I knew that had better gas prices. I had all that stuff marked out in my maps. So as I would travel, I just flipped my maps open and I would run with my maps, and I would remember, I got to take this shortcut and it takes like an hour off my trip or whatever. And I had all that stuff highlighted all inside my map books. And like I said, about 7 years ago, I still kept those maps. And I finally got convinced. Somebody's like, just throw them away. You don't use them anymore.
They're out of date.
Just get rid of them. Well, it didn't matter. Yeah.
As I'm raising my hand.
I was in the garage. And I had them all in my filing cabinet, and finally convinced me to get rid of all.
I know what year it was. It was right when I got him the iPhone 4. When he said, "I'll never get an iPhone. I'll never get a smartphone."
Do they still make maps?
Yeah, they still make maps.
I mean, like road maps.
No, they do. Yep.
I didn't. With the advent of the GPS,
it didn't matter to me that they were outdated because the main roads I was going to take and all these back roads were always going to be there. You know what I mean? It's not like they were going anywhere. They weren't going away. And like the stars that I had put, it's not like the gas station was where the star I put. I just knew. I just wrote little star, and I wrote a note next to it. So-and-so truck stop, da-da-da-da-da, or if I knew, like, I'd stopped there a lot of different times, Sam's the counter guy, you know what I mean? Like little notes I'd made and stuff like that. Just because I traveled that road so many different times, that was just nice to have little notes and stuff like that. So I kept that stuff because, I'd run up and down these highways. Like, I'd go from, like, here to Kentucky, 15, 16 times in a year. You know what I mean? Like, that stretch of road is good to know, and just in case something happened or something like that, it was good to know, have all those little notes. So, well, now that we're all dependent on all those electronics, and electronics have us completely dependent to them, how about making a traffic jam using red wagon?
I knew you were going to talk about that.
Did you see this story?
With the 99 Samsung phones in a red cart.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this guy got a bunch of cell phones, turned them all on, put them in a red wagon, and then just started walking around with them with the red wagon and created a traffic jam, because the way that these mapping and traffic sites and stuff work is they track people's cell phone movement. So if all the cell phones are all get stuck all in the same area for a long period of time, it assumes that they're driving, and that's a traffic jam since they haven't gone anywhere in a while.
Yep.
I did not know you could do that.
Neither did I until this guy did it.
I didn't know it affected other cars.
That's how a lot of these systems work. They're tracking your cell phone.
You know
movement.
how it does like the yellow, green, or red pathways? Let you know green, it means it doesn't have any cars. Yellow means it's a little bit congested. Red means you're going to be there forever.
Right.
Well, basically the way it works is when your phone connects to the cell tower and the car right next to you connects to the same cell tower, it's saying you're in the same location as all of those 100 people.
And then you're stuck like basically in bumper.
I didn't know that technology was here. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was already here.
Yep.
Well, we talked about that everything was going to talk. One thing was going to talk to the next thing was to talk to the next thing. And that's just how all this was going to start working.
I didn't think the cars were doing any talking yet.
Well,
I thought that was
the cell phones are talking, and they realize that you're in the car.
So
they think that you're in the car.
Yeah.
a report came out, I think it was last week, and they were talking that the cars are now going to use the 5G towers that they're trying to install around everywhere.
Yeah.
And
I was watching this report. I know exactly what you're talking. I was watching this.
And the way they're going to start doing it now is that when the cars talk to each other, they will be able to use the 5G to know exactly where your car is and be able to let all the other cars know where you're at too. So, like, you remember when we were talking about the traffic lights, where they were trying to get rid of the traffic lights?
Yes.
And your car will be able to drive itself?
Right.
5G towers will be able to help you do that.
Remember how we were talking about how creepy it would be when all the cars start talking to each other, that they could literally just start having a conversation with you if you're driving your car and the radio pops up and says, "Hey, Billy, what are you doing?" And you're like, and you turn off the radio, and then all of a sudden it pops up on the billboard, "Don't turn me off. I'm talking to you." And you're like, you look away, and it pops up here, "Don't turn your head to me." You know what I mean? Well, if everything was talking to each other, they literally could do that to every electronic device.
I don't know if I want to live through that.
But it would be capable of doing it.
Yeah.
Because the fact that all the cameras are hooked up in all the cars now, it would know everything you were doing inside your vehicle and be able to communicate on every electronic device that was hooked up. And then every time you turned your head, it'd be like, "Don't turn your head when I'm talking to you." You know what I mean? It'd say just on the next electronic device that you were staring at.
Well,
So my car's going to scold me.
basically.
Right. Basically.
And also, Elon Musk answered one of the world's biggest questions. About
He hasn't delivered our cars, by the way, yet. You know,
Yeah.
we keep supporting
We keep
you. We give you great
asking.
ideas. We tell you how great of a job you're doing. And yet our cars have not shown up yet. Just saying.
Look.
We need 3.
We need 3. I want mine in red.
I'll take any color.
So everybody was asking, well, why is there a camera inside of the car watching everybody inside and everything? Because they had to think about that, right? They had to think and make sure they're like, okay, well, we have to put this camera here. Well, he basically said, because when they get approved to let the cars go by themselves, it's going to change the game for Uber and Lyft.
Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me.
So basically what he said was your car will now be able to be an Uber or Lyft while you're at work making you money.
Well, we talked about this, though.
Yeah.
That's no different than your car. You drops you off at work, and it goes and runs your errands for you and does everything that you need it to go do. It goes and picks up your dry cleaning, goes and picks up your prescriptions.
I feel like Walmart is going to attach its name to that. Because it's already started doing the we'll carry your bags out to you.
I got something on that this week, but it is already commercial break time again. It's that quick, guys. We're rolling through it pretty quick this week. When we come back, would you or are you ready to stop going and getting your groceries and have them brought to you? The very first of its kind, and I'll tell you what it is.
I
when
was
we come
ready
back.
5 years ago.
Yeah, there you go. Talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA.
Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anyone can guess what's wrong with your transmission. The true test is getting it right the first time. At Bob and Cindy's Cotman Transmission in Janif, there is no guessing. They understand that your car is more than just a car. It's what gets you from work on time and home safely at the end of the day. Bob and Cindy understand you have to work hard to meet the needs of your customer. Their certified technicians will help keep you on the road for years to come. If you can drive it, they can fix it. Call Bob and Cindy today at Cotman Transmission Janif, 466-7778. That's 466-7778. Are you ready for a change? Is this the year that you go from a job to a career? Well, ATI can help. Advanced Technology Institute offers degrees and diplomas in the in-demand field with hands-on training of automotive technology, heavy vehicle technology, HVAC commercial refrigeration, maritime welding, and commercial diving. ATI provides accelerated schedules to help students get into their career field fast. So why wait? Day and night classes are available, job placement assistance from orientation to graduation. Go to auto.edu right now to find out more. Or you can call 757-490-1241. That's 490-1241. What are you waiting for? ATI, not just helping build the minds of tomorrow, but building your community every day. ATI is certified by Chev, the State Council of Higher Education for Virginia, to operate in Virginia.
Take vitamins, exercise, ease up on the coffee. Sound familiar from your last visit to the doctor? Well, your Napa Auto Care Center knows preventive maintenance too. By grouping together services your vehicle needs, customized for the way you drive, they can save you time, money, and hassles. Prevent troubles down the road and give you confidence when you travel. Ask your Napa Auto Care Center to build a preventive maintenance plan for your vehicle today.
Hey guys, check everything your Napa Auto Care Center has to offer at NapaBDGHRVA.com. That's NapaBDGHRVA.com. Their commitment to excellence will leave you coming back for more. So check them out at NapaBDGHRVA.com. Talk to you soon.
Wish you could get your car in the air? We've got you covered. Don't have the tools for the job? Not a problem. Dream of having a garage equipped with everything you need to get the job done from start to finish? Well, dreams come true. At American Do-It-Yourself Garage, you'll find our friendly staff just waiting to lend you a hand in a safe and friendly environment. If you're looking for a place where you can do it all, from cars, trucks, and even motorcycles, your Do-It-Yourself Garage awaits. Call 1-844-462-3494 today or reserve your bay at AmericanDIYG.com. American Do-It-Yourself Garage. You can do it. We know you can. Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949. Residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons, Incorporated. Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palach.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. Hey, so before we went to commercial break, I promised I was going to tell you guys what's new and what's exciting and when it comes to having groceries delivered. Well, it looks like the very first fully automated grocery delivery truck has been approved to start hitting the road.
Where?
It's going to start West Coast. You know that. It always starts West
you don't
Coast.
have a precise
No,
location.
yeah. So Neuro is the company, and then we've talked about them before. They've been working on it for a little while. So they got the okay. Looks like this thing probably will be speeds at first up to 25 miles an hour. Within probably 15 miles of your home will be, the distance or whatever. But still, I mean, that's a far cry from where we were a year ago.
Yeah, 15 miles, too.
I mean, I know you'll use the service.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I would use the service. I mean, I'm already kind of using their service. I mean, Dawn Marie has Amazon, UPS, FedEx.
When the UPS truck and Amazon team up.
I mean, you name it. If there's a delivery service, they're at our house. So if they could be automated and come to our house, it probably...
I'm starting to experience that. I mean, I'm finding regular daily items you would get from the grocery store online at a far less cost delivered.
Here's the thing.
Less than what I would spend if I drove to the store and bought the item and brought it home.
Let's get real. If you're sitting on the toilet and all of a sudden you realize you just used your last toilet paper, you can have toilet paper delivered to you within an hour and a half. You don't have to leave the house.
Yeah, just sit there.
No.
And that's through Amazon Prime.
They can have it delivered.
I tried it.
They can have it, let's be honest, they can have it delivered in an hour and a half. When Dawn orders it, somehow they're like, oh, it's Dawn. We need to have it there in the next 20 minutes. Or
it comes quick to our house, and we live in the middle of nowhere.
And then your Alexa tells you that it's there.
It does. Not just one, but every single one. Your package has arrived.
So, I mean,
you have a notification.
If I can just go click and be like, I need some chicken, and I need some vegetables, and I need this and that, and just have an automated. I mean, and they're a delivery truck. So I don't know if you've seen them. They have a weird shape to them, but they are a delivery truck. And they just automatically drive.
Are they smaller than like a regular type of automobile, or are they size-wise?
I'll show you a picture on commercial break. So you guys go look them up. The name of the company is Nuro. It's Nuro. They have like these weird kind of like wheel covers on the side of them, and then it's kind of a weird. It's a box, but it goes up like at an angle. But it is kind of like a box truck.
Did it have any kind of comments on what kind of fee it would be, or are they going?
No, they haven't really set all the fees or anything like that to it. But I'm sure it's going to be something minimal the way it's going to be set up. People are going to use it. They just are because convenience. I mean, we have smartphones for convenience. There's so many things we use for convenience. I mean, it's just
if somebody can save 30 minutes of their time, they're going to use it.
It's the beginning of everything.
Well, I told you earlier, my wife buys groceries online.
Right.
And,
so does
you pay for them and everything right then, and you just have to go pick them up.
Dawn buys everything that right this second that she can online and has it sent, like all of our paper products, all that kind of stuff, napkins, paper plates, you name it, all that stuff. Everything comes from Chewy. She's become like a Chewy fan for the cats. Everything,
Yeah.
So that comes. So I mean, it's just inevitable that this will be the next thing. We have Overwise milk because if you guys have never had Overwise milk, I highly suggest that you try it.
Man,
it is
I totally
some
forgot.
of the best milk that's
I'm familiar
out
with
there.
that.
So I mean, it is worth the money you pay for it.
Especially their chocolate milk.
I was about
not
to say
sponsored by them by any means, guys, but I'm just telling you.
That $7
I grew up with
milk.
Overwise milk. They're out of Aurora, Illinois. So I lived in Aurora, Illinois when I was a kid, and they ended up coming out this way. So I'm a huge fan of them, and I'm telling you, their chocolate milk is 100%.
Well, since that milk is delivered,
yes, 100%.
I wonder how long it's going to take for them to automate their delivery.
Well, I hope they don't, because I don't think
they.
You do?
Yeah.
Because the delivery guy that used to do it at the old house still does it at the new house.
Yeah, so it's my same delivery guy. So he used to deliver to my old house in Virginia Beach. Same delivery guy delivers to me.
So you have a chit chat with the milkman. Here's your milk. Here's your milk, Mr. Palage.
Basically.
Yeah. Of course I do.
Yeah.
See,
and he noticed,
I know about Overwise, but I don't know about the milk. Back in the day when a lot of people were having their milk delivered, it was delivered at 5:00 in the morning.
Well, it used to be, back. So Overwise, when I lived in Illinois, delivered early, too. And then they delivered in the
they dropped
mid-afternoon.
About 10:30?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you can pick your time for Overwise.
But you got a box, so it goes in the box.
Yeah. And, with our milk delivery driver, he recognized our cars. So, if you passed him, he just waved. He's like, yeah,
and he's a Chicago boy. His dog's name's Wrigley. Yeah.
Imagine that.
We're friendly people. If you,
I talk with my UPS guys. I talk with my mail. I mean,
I talk to people.
I want to know all the people.
I talk to people that talk to me, but I don't go out of my way to engage.
I do. Oh no, I do. I go out of my way to engage people just because I'm just I'm that person.
That's the kind of guy you are. I understand.
If you're a stranger and you walk on our property, we'll greet you with a hello.
We're gonna talk. I want to know who comes on and off the property regularly. I want to know who it is.
We have because we have a farm road too. So a lot of people would just go down the side of our property, and we're like, "Who is that?" We'll go introduce ourselves.
But even before I lived out there, I still was that person that would engage you. That's just normal for me. Well, here's the thing. So if we're talking about autonomous vehicles, what about the electric Hummer? You guys heard about this?
No. The electric Hummer?
So the Hummer's making a comeback.
No.
As an electric car?
He said no. So no. See, that's what I said. I was like,
because
no,
it's going to be like the Brian and Stewie episode from Family Guy, where the guy's like, "You totaled my car. Let's go get a new one." And Brian gets a Hummer, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a cool dude."
You ever driven one of those?
a Hummer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
I would love to drive one.
Stop and think about it. Have you ever drove a Hummer? Think about that for a second.
Well, what's there to think about? Have you ever driven a
He's
Hummer?
a guy.
I was in the military. Obviously, I've driven a Hummer.
Ah, okay.
Oh, I totally forgot. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute.
In military, I think of Humvee. I don't
It's
think.
the-
I know it's the same.
Well, it's not.
Well,
no, hold on.
yeah,
It's
I know there's
not,
a,
but it is.
I'm sorry, but military, I think tank.
Yeah, no, I mean, but it is.
Well, when I
what
think
you're
of-
driving here, what you're driving out here is just a Suburban with a pretty body on it.
Yeah,
that's
but I would the way the windshield is kind of narrow. I was wondering what kind of vantage point do you have when you're driving one?
It's no different than anything else you drive. Like you drive a sports car that's small and narrow, you get used to driving it. I mean, it's all the thing. Drive a Camaro, you get used to not being able to see.
So I'm
outside
guessing
of you.
you're down for this.
I'm not. Well, first of all, they're talking like 1,000 horsepower and and electric. And look, if I'm going to drive something big, rough, and rugged like
It
that,
better have an engine in it.
it better not be electric. That's just my But then I also understand on the electric
On the
side,
gas side, yeah.
Not when you get to look. Tesla's done some crazy numbers and some crazy power with electric vehicles. So,
And I'm just like, and what I was saying like about the gas thing is like, think about that. Hummers take a lot of gas.
oh, they do.
Who plans to resurrect this Hummer?
Hummer.
The company
Right.
itself?
Yeah.
Who plans to resurrect this Hummer? Hummer.
You said they were building the Hummer again.
Yeah, they're talking about it was a GM
So it's
product,
okay.
yeah.
So it's the same company. Yeah, I know it was GM.
Yeah, I mean,
Remember that Hummer that guy had on Better Call Saul? Did you happen to see that?
yeah. I mean,
With the little spinning hubcap.
and I'll
Bright
tell you
yellow.
I'll tell you something else that hasn't gone away is the bulletproof vehicles.
Yeah.
They are
No,
still,
those are still coming like
full
force.
Full force. People
yeah.
are still making, and now they're really like. Remember, like when they first came out, like 3 years ago, they were like big and oversized looking tank vehicles. Now they're finding a way to retrofit them down where you wouldn't even be able to tell.
Yeah, they're real hot in Chicago. I understand that's like 1 out of every 5 cars is armored now. People that live in the suburbs have armored cars.
Really? Mm-hmm. Are you just making a joke, or are you being serious? Really?
I'm just making an observation about Chicago and shooting. Why would you need an armored car if you weren't worried about shooting?
When we go to commercial break, I'll tell you what they also created, and it's actually in Chicago. So
All right, don't bring deep over there. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And here's one of the other things before we go to commercial break, because we're coming up on it again. I know you guys have all heard about this. The $100,000 parking spot in San Francisco.
what?
$100,000 parking spot.
I've actually not heard of that.
You have not heard of this? This has been everywhere this
All
week.
right, I'm guessing it's like if you park there, you get like $100,000 ticket or something.
No. There is a parking spot for sale in San Francisco, because parking is at a premium in San Francisco. It's $100,000. You get the parking spot for $100,000.
Bathrooms are at a premium there, too.
Well, maybe that's a new idea. Maybe we buy 2 parking spots and break it up into bathrooms, and we'll just sell the bathrooms.
So where is this $100,000
Yeah, I'm like,
parking
where
spot?
It's in the city of San Francisco.
It's in San, but I mean, it's got to be near something to have.
Well, the picture I saw, it's inside of a parking garage, but they're selling it for $100,000.
There's got to be a reason. Are you going to
Because
tell us?
no, there's no reason. There's no gimmick to this. It's a $100,000 parking spot because parking's at a premium. You purchase it, it's yours for $100,000. There's no funny story.
Is somebody paying $100,000?
People have been selling parking spots in San Francisco for a while now. This one just so happens to be $100,000.
But how can you sell?
And you got to pay taxes on it too.
Do you really?
Yeah, you buy it, you will pay taxes on that parking spot.
Why? You don't own it?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
own it.
That's
you
a
bought
parking spot.
That little piece of land, that parking spot, you own it.
Oh, I'm thinking of a typical parking arrangement where you're paying a monthly fee, and you're saying $100,000.
No, you're going to own that parking spot.
Well, if you own it, you've got a deed to it. Yeah, I guess you would pay tax.
You're going to own it.
paying property tax.
I ain't paying $100,000 for.
Yeah, well, yes, you are. If you want it, if you want to park your car in the city, you will.
No, because before I spend
Well, here's the thing.
$100,000, I could go
Hold
get
on.
a
So
lift.
go do your little bit of your research. You're not going to get a lift. It's not going to work that way. Just hold on, because what happens is people live out in the suburb and have to drive into the city, and then they have to pay to park their car. And what they pay in a course of a year to park their car, you might buy a $100,000 parking spot.
I say we move to San Francisco. Let's build us a parking lot.
Well, what we have to pay for the land to build a parking lot probably be so much money.
Yeah, but you just make sure you have
real.
100 parking spots. And
There's Cameron thinking, just make sure you got 100 parking spots to pay the rent.
Make it out in the county, and we'll have our automated Hummer come tow them back and forth.
Right. There is. I told you, my brother used to sit in traffic for 4 hours. He lived in a suburb and drove into San Francisco, and it was a 4-hour commute to drive in.
I remember 4 hours of wasted time.
Well, he used to call people. To be fair, he would spend that time calling people and seeing what they were up to.
So, we do have to go to commercial break, but I do want to ask you a question when we come back from it.
Well, I'll wait for that question when we come back
will.
from it. And on that note, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, got more news for you. I'll talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA. Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating, and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949. Residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons, Incorporated.
Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. Are you tired of your everyday job? Looking for something more? You have to go check out ATI at auto.edu. Advanced Technology Institute has a program for you. From accelerated schedules to assistance in helping students get into the career field fast. Guys, I understand how hard it is with the hassle of juggling life, work, kids. That's why ATI provides day and night classes to make things as easy for you to succeed. If you're ready for a change, give them a call today at 757-490-1241. That's 757-490-1241. Make ATI your choice for building today's minds and tomorrow's communities. ATI is certified by SHEV, the State Council of Higher Education for Virginia, to operate in Virginia. Talk to you soon.
Do you currently live in an apartment or condo? Need to work on your car, truck, even motorcycle, but your homeowners association has you down? If your garage is full of broken dreams and the I'll get to it next week projects, American Do-It-Yourself Garage is the place for you. They offer fully equipped, well-lit garage bays with or without a vehicle lift for your needs. Each bay is fully equipped with a workbench, hand tools, air tools, laptop usage, even assistance with parts ordering, which is all included with each bay rental for a reasonable price. If you're looking for a place that feels like home, filled with fantastic staff willing to lend a hand, then give American Do-It-Yourself Garage a call today at 1-844-462-3494. That's 1-844-462-3494. Or go to their webpage and reserve your bay at AmericanDIYG.com. American Do-It-Yourself Garage. Let the friendship begin.
Something really cool happened in 1975. And no, it wasn't the beginning of the disco era. Congress passed the Magnuson-Moss Act, so you don't have to take your vehicle back to your dealer to keep your vehicle manufacturer's warranty in effect. Our Napa Auto Care Center uses the proper replacement parts and procedures to keep that warranty valid. Visit our independently owned Napa Auto Care Center today.
Hey guys, you asked for it and I delivered. Check out our all-star team of automotive specialists at NapaBDGHRVA.com. That's NapaBDGHRVA.com. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anyone can guess what's wrong with your transmission. The true test is getting it right the first time. At Bob and Cindy's Cotman Transmission in Janif, there is no guessing. They understand that your car is more than just a car. It's what gets you from work on time and home safely at the end of the day. Bob and Cindy understand you have to work hard to meet the needs of your customer. Their certified technicians will help keep you on the road for years to come. If you can drive it, they can fix it. Call Bob and Cindy today at Cotman Transmission Janif, 466-7778. That's 466-7778.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palach.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQOE Freedom 1110. Hey, so when we were at commercial break, Steve called in. He was talking about the Hyundai and the parking commercial. What's going on, Steve?
Hey, I'd just make this real quick because you're towards the end of the show. But, look, you said that when the car was parked itself, that it was so tight in between the other cars that those people wouldn't be able to get into their cars, right?
Correct.
Meaning you can't get back into your car either.
Well, you can because your car backs out. So if you hit a button, it'll actually back itself out automatically as well.
The car does unpark itself.
Yeah, it parks and unparks. As they say, it parks and unparks.
That's important.
Is in the commercial.
Important,
yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's nice if it parks itself, but then, if it parks so tight you can't get back in unless you got a sunroof.
Yeah, if you haven't seen
yourself.
If you haven't seen the commercial, that's one of the things they're like. So it parks and it unparks.
Okay, you left that part out, so I just wanted to check.
Yeah,
hey, thanks, great show.
Everybody, not a problem. I appreciate it. Yeah, it does unpack itself as well, as they say. It'll park and unpack. But if you're the other people, you can't get inside because your car doesn't park or unpack.
My son has lived up there for 20 years.
Right.
He has lost his southern accent, and he sounds like that.
And he sounds like that.
Oh, I got me a new car.
Well, it's funny. So I don't listen to myself regularly, okay? Mm-hmm. But when I go back to Vegas, I pick up on certain ways they say things that I realize I don't sound like that anymore.
Yeah.
That I guess I must have at one point in time that I never knew I did.
You don't find yourself reverting back to it or emulating it?
No, because it's such a certain tone that they use on certain words that I don't even understand how I ever got to using that tone on certain
because everybody
words.
around you talk that way.
Probably, and so it's too hard. I think it's too hard for me to revert back to it. So I don't find myself doing it. No, I think I'd have to be there for probably a really long time to fall back into it. And not that it sounds oddball, but not being there to me, I find myself kind of turn my head like, oh, did I used to do that? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? But no, and it's not like a New York thing or anything.
It's you need to go back and listen to your voice from some of the shows from just a few years back. You'll be amazed at how different it is.
Oh, well, we talked about this. Everybody told me that would happen, though, from like when we first do the show to now and how things change so much.
You'll hear a difference.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, here's some of the things that are out there that are kicking around in the rumor mill, guys, that I thought you guys might enjoy. So we've talked about a while the new Bronco. So the new Bronco's been out testing and it's still in the stir. Everybody's so curious of exactly what the final Bronco is going to look like. It's still sitting around camouflage. Now, we've seen it at the car shows, and it may look like this, it may look like that. I don't think really anybody knows exactly what the final styling cue is going to look like. And now the new thing is it going to, be a Jeep killer? Like now it's going to be like, is Jeep and the Bronco going to be at war with each other? So I don't know.
Did they try to do that before, and then Jeep came back after them and was like, "You're never going to be able to kill us"?
Jeep is its own entity. I've said it for 1,000 times. Jeep could go off on its own and be its own little thing, and it probably just do fine.
Yep.
Because Jeep has its own following. It's just one of those things that has its complete own following, and it always will. That's the reason why there's so many Jeep lovers out there. I think it's a cool thing. You guys heard me talk about it before. I've never been a Jeep person. I've never owned one or anything personally on my own. We did rent one. I showed you guys that video that I did for you guys. We rented one and had a blast with it. And And so I can understand the attraction to it. I've just never got around to owning one. It's just never been one of my things that I was like, oh, I'm going to go buy a Jeep today. That's just never happened for me. Now I've had for a lot of friends that have owned them. I've gone on a lot of trailing with people. Now I did trailing with pickup trucks. That's different, but a lot of my friends own Jeeps, so I can understand the whole.
See, I think that's the way I'm with it. If I was in a Chevy and I looked at rocks, I think I'd be like, nope, I'm good. But if I'm in a Jeep and I see rocks, I'm like, oh yeah, this thing can do that.
Well, here's the thing. It's the wheelbase and all. It's just you buy something that's designed for what you're going to do with it, and and knowing your limits is a whole other thing too. But I don't know. So we'll see where that goes. The other thing that was trending this week was the million-mile Nissan Frontier. Nissan is going to give that guy a new truck. He's got a million-mile Nissan Frontier. They hit 1 million miles on it, so Nissan's giving him a new truck. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
How long did he take to get 1 million miles on the car?
I don't know.
They didn't say how long he'd had it?
No, but I mean, probably not forever. I mean, because there's people, I have friends that have owned their vehicles for 5 years. They put 300,000 miles on it.
Yeah. But I mean, like I drive 5,000 miles a year. So it would take me
it'd take you forever. But there's people I know that have had their vehicles for 5 years. They put 300,000 miles on it.
I can remember, fortunately, when I had a company car, doing 100,000 miles a year easy.
Here's the big rumor this week. Mustang may be getting a remodel again, so a whole new styling change again, possibly by 2023. And I thought, and I can't remember, unfortunately, I wish I could, that I thought we talked like 3 years ago about this, that there was a rumor that the Mustang was going to get a remodel by like 2022 or somewhere. So there may be something to it. At this point in time, it's just a rumor, but it looks like that there is something that if you took it and threw it at a wall, it would stick to this rumor that the Mustang will get a revamp by 2023. Has all the Mustang forums talking this week. Had a couple of people send me emails and reach out to me. Hey, Dave, what do you know about it? So I did a little bit of digging and talking with some of the bigger people that are really deep into the Mustang crowd and have their finger on the pulse. There may be something true to this story. So I would kind of keep an eye on that a little bit, guys. For my Mustang fans out there, we got a bunch of them, especially the local Mustang Club. I know you guys listen quite often. Hey, if you're looking to get another one, maybe 2023 is going to be the time for the new revamp. So only knows. I hope that they do it. They keep it with the retro kind of look to it because I really like some of the body styling they've done to it. It has a nice, mean kind of look to it. Like I said, I joke all the time. All my Mustang friends, I give you guys a hard time. But I will say the last couple of times they've kind of gotten close, for me personally, for hitting the nail on the head as far as doing some revamping to it that made it look a little cooler. So,
Want to know what Mustang I saw the other day?
What's that?
The one that we see all the time, the light blue and pink with the stars.
Oh,
on
yeah,
it.
I call it the Aragona Stang.
Yeah, I like that Mustang. I saw it the other day. I was like, man, I'll never get old of that Mustang.
No, I like that one. I think the color cueing on it is really, really good. And last but not least, here's something that I hadn't talked about in a while. We're in February. February, obviously, we're going to go through really quick, just like I thought we were going to. Before we know it, we're going to be in March. There's something we don't see a lot, and we saw a lot in the 80s, and it kind of has gone away. But the pop-up campering kind of, UT vehicles, all-terrain camping kind of vehicles, that trend has kind of gone away. And what made me think about it is I was reading a Motor Trend article this week, and it had the Subaru Brat in it with one of those little pop-up canvas campers that would pop up in the back of them. And when everybody was taking those and going camping with them and all that kind of stuff. And it just kind of took me back to another time. I was like, man, it seemed like it was a simple time back then when everybody was just throwing their kids and going camping, in whatever they had. You know what I mean?
Remember those Volkswagen pop-up campers?
Yeah.
I had one of those. I really liked it. I used it as a regular car.
What car had the tent that popped up on the top of the roof?
Volkswagen had one. Pontiac Aztec had one for a while.
They just came out with one, though, that
tons of people had them.
Like, it pops on the top, and then you climb in on the top, and then, like,
they've been doing that in a bunch of vehicles. They've been doing those in vehicles for years. That's my point is a lot of people had a lot of that stuff running around, and we've gotten away from that. I kind of hope we get back to that. I miss seeing families just heading out and going and spending weekends out in the wilderness and enjoying time with the family and disconnecting. On that note, guys, it brings us to the end of our show. It's Saturday. The sun's out. It's a little cold out there, but hey, at least it's not raining like it has been for the last couple of days, so hopefully we get a little reprieve from it. Sunday's right around the corner. Do yourself a favor. Turn off the TV. Spend some time with your kids. Take them to a car show if you can. They'll love you for it. We're out of here, and I'll talk to you soon.